What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, listen, I got a story out of Durham, North Carolina. Shout out Durham, you know what I'm saying? And you know, a lot of times on my channel, I search through news feeds and I try to get a story that doesn't get a lot of traction. This story, I picked this story that I'm about to tell you guys, number one, because it's a reality that's going on out here with, you know, gun violence and just street violence and just all the craziness that's happening. And it got less than 100 views per video I'm about to show you. I'm going to show you two videos in this. I'm going to give you a little bit of backstory of the first video will be a little bit of backstory of this situation, which I'll tell you in a second. And then the second video will be the aftermath and what one of the victims are going through psychologically dealing with this said tragedy. Now, the place I'm talking about in Durham is Oxford Manor Apartments. This is where the story took place in Durham, North Carolina. And it's about a 5-year-old girl and a 16-year-old boy that were both shot while they were playing outside. Now, they don't have a suspect in custody. This happened on Tuesday. Story broke yesterday. So I'm going to give you the first video to let you know a little bit about this place and what happened and what's going on there. And then we'll come back with the second video. Check it out.
Now at 10 o'clock, a suspect is still on the loose after shooting a 5-year-old girl and a 16-year-old boy this afternoon. It happened just before 3 o'clock on Dearborn Drive, which is in Durham. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Lena Tillett.
And I'm Gerald Owens. We have Sky 5 video from the scene where police spent hours today. WR's Willie Danley has been on this story all day. He joins us live from downtown Durham. Willie, what more do we know tonight?
Well, Gerald, investigators were at that scene on Dearborn Drive for over 3 hours, searching for any clues that could lead them to who shot those two minors. I spoke to some people who live in that community, and they tell me that violence like that happens all too often in the neighborhood.
Man, it's every day. You know what I'm saying? Us Kansas ain't nothing changing. Just Durham, man.
Around 2:50, Durham police received a call about a shooting at Oxford Manor. When officers arrived, they found a 16-year-old boy and a 5-year-old girl shot. Both were taken to the hospital. Investigators blocked off the entrance to the neighborhood for hours and found over 10 shell casings on the ground. Durham police believe the shots came from a car driving by. Jody Davis just moved to the neighborhood. He says he was hoping to live in a safe place.
It's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? It is, man. You know what I'm saying? How Bradtown is. I thought Bradtown was good, you know what I'm saying? Because I just came out here about a month ago, you know what I'm saying? And I seen this right here. It's, you know, same, bro, you know what I'm saying?
Davis says this is far from the first shooting that he's seen at Oxford Manor since he's moved in.
Man, it's often, man. It's every day. Every day. I seen this in the mat, this right here. Everywhere. It's everywhere, man, you know what I'm saying? But not I'm a kid, though, you know what I'm saying?
Durham police are still investigating the shooting. Davis says he hopes the violence doesn't get worse as the weather warms up.
And the summertime finna come too. I don't know what else could happen, you know what I'm saying? Now you got to stay in the house now.
As of now, both the 16-year-old and the 5-year-old are expected to be okay. As far as suspects or persons of interest, Durham police say they have nothing to release at this time.
Guys, that's the story. Nothing new. Violence. A lot of different housing projects. Not nothing we've haven't seen before. A lot of these low-income housing projects filled with violence for the most part. You seen the guy talking. You know, he was on the news talking about how bad it was. He moved over there and, you know, they shoot every day, but, you know, never children. Let me tell you something. Bullets don't care what they hit, as long as they fired. Whatever's in the straight line in their path, they're going to touch. Second of all, you know, a lot of times people talk about, you know, how bad a place is, but they have limited finances and resources, you know, at their disposals. And a lot of times it comes down to, you know, what they can and can't afford. You know, so a lot of these people move into these places. You don't know the area. You don't know, who's over there. They don't care. Anything's a target. Anybody's a target. I'm going to play you this video. This is the main reason why I've done this whole video in the summary about an update on a little girl, a 5-year-old girl. Her name is Madison. And I want you to listen closely to what was said and listen to some of the stuff she's going through. Now, she will recover. But guys, this one thing that the mother said really messed me up. And I wanted to talk about that today. Take a look.
And with another act of gun violence, this precious little girl was shot right after she got off her school bus. Only on WRAL, we're hearing from her mother, who says 5-year-old Maddie is still in the hospital, not for her physical injuries, but for her emotional wounds. Thank you for joining us. I'm Gerald Owens.
And I'm Deborah Morgan. Her mother says her daughter is too scared to go home. The shooting happened at a public housing complex in North Durham. A 16-year-old was also injured.
WRO's Sarah Kruger spoke with the girl's family and the housing authority that manages the complex.
This is Madison, whose family calls her Maddie in happier times.
My baby was a happy baby.
Her mom, Jessica Duncans, worries her spark is gone. The 5-year-old had just gotten off of her school bus and was playing outside with her mom and siblings when bullets started flying.
And it seemed like the more we ran, gunshots, it just kept coming towards us.
Maddie was hit, her mom says, in the legs. A 16-year-old relative was hit too and is expected to survive. Duncan says doctors told Maddie she can go home, but she is too scared to.
But I'm a single mom of 7. I bust my butt to try to get out of here, but I can't do but so much.
We're here for her.
These are Duncan's sisters. I talked to one of them, Shalonda Davis, in 2020 about crime in Oxford Manor. She told me then it wasn't safe for kids.
It's a hole right there, it's a hole right there.
Now those words are more true to her than ever.
It's the same thing as 4-5 years ago. Nothing's changed.
Cameras perched atop poles are supposed to help keep an eye on things. Yet the Durham Housing Authority says they are unable to access any footage from the cameras around the time of the incident.
What I understand is that those cameras were not functioning. And we are looking into that to find out if that is in fact true.
CEO Anthony Scott says that would be beyond disappointing and that the cameras are managed not by DHA, but by a third party. One way or another, the child's mom hopes those responsible will be caught.
Because I don't want another child or a parent to suffer like that.
We are still awaiting more information from the Housing Authority on that camera situation. They say they are waiting for answers from the third-party vendor. I did reach out to the Durham Police Department today asking for any updates, any information about suspects. All they would say is it's an active investigation. Sarah Kruger, WRAL News, Durham.
Guys, the base of me doing this video was that last video you've seen, and I'm going to bring up 3 main points. I'm going to go not in specific order. I'm going to save the one I really want to get on for last. This first one is this. They said the cameras don't work. Apartment complex taking rent from these people, getting paid, and the cameras don't work. Another common occurrence out here. You got a crime-ridden apartment complex and the cameras is not on. Could be many different factors. They talking about they waiting for a third party vendor. He said they shoot almost every day out there, which I don't, disagree. People get complacent. People get used to things being the way they are. There's no rush to safety in an unsafe environment. A lot of times that's how some people think. Or some people don't have access to actually get in touch with the vendor. It might be down to one person in that complex, maybe an apartment manager or somebody else above them that they done sent countless emails to, or some people just don't care. Either way, the cameras should be working. Nowadays, they got a lot of facial recognition technology out here, and that's how a lot of people are getting caught when they flee and go to other states and stuff like that. That's very important nowadays in the fight against crime. So them cameras are very important. There are children there. Nobody thinks about that. Either way, somebody dropped the ball, or several people. I wanted to bring that up. It's like they don't give a damn what happens in these areas. And, you know, when people live there, and, you know, a lot of times people get complacent with the way it is. They shoot over here. You know better than to come over here. And you know how it is with when you're talking about certain places in the hood. So the camera's not working. That's the first thing. Second thing is this. Some people are prisoners in their own, you know, of their own lives and their own situations. The mom said, I'm a mother of 7 and I can't. I've been trying to get out of here, but I can't. A lot of people are stuck. A woman has 7 children. One of them was shot, which brings me to this last point that I'm going to say. This little girl was shot in the legs. The cousin or nephew was shot also. Both of them recovered. She doesn't even want to go home. She would rather stay in a hospital. And I want you to hear me. She would rather live in a hospital room than go back to the scene in which she was a victim. Don't feel safe in her own house. Don't feel safe with her mom. Mom like, hey, come home. She like, nah, I don't want to do it. They released her. She won't leave the hospital, guys. That's sad. That's sad. That's very serious. She's so scared, she would rather stay in the hospital. I don't know anybody want to stay in the hospital than go back to where she almost lost her life. Said she just got off the bus, walking towards the house, laughing and joking, and got shot. Now, they the only 2 that got shot. The mom said they was running, and the bullet seemed like the gunshot was getting closer and closer. Was this 16-year-old boy the intended target, or was it somebody running? It's like nobody is saying nothing. There's a lot of stuff missing from this story. You know, I'm not saying he was or not, but it's just like, you know, people got shot. You had to see something. Your daughter got shot in the legs. Evidently, she fell. You turned around, you seen something. Who was the intended target? Think about that. Child won't go home. So she's scared she's going to get hurt again. It's a lot of children out here that, you know, want to get out of these positions and can't because their parents are the ones that are the deciding factor. Some people talk about getting out, and I'm not talking about this woman, but, you know, that's just the day. Tomorrow, they forget about that until something else traumatic happens, and then they want to get out again. When something's a priority, make it a priority. And this has nothing against this woman. I'm just talking. You know, in a situation like that, where it's a lot of despair and, you know, bloodshed, anger, frustration, street business going on, your children will eventually, in one way or another, succumb to some of that stuff, whether it's the stress or whatever. They become breeding grounds for thuggery. A lot of people don't know it. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. The psychological ramifications of what this little girl is going through is immense. I don't know if you guys understand this or not. I mean, there's no rehab for that because she still has to go with her mom. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.